Welcome to Songwriters at Play, highlights from the live music showcases held all over the Central Coast. You could say that Townes Van Zandt had a tragic life. He drank too much, gambled, and died at age 52. Or you could say he had a happy life, since he drank, gambled, and died at 52. However you cut it, the Texas native wrote a lot of songs, covered by the likes of Bob Dylan, Norah Jones, Cowboy Junkies, and the Avett Brothers. We presented 2 tributes to Townes in March of this year, including last March 24th at SOhO in Santa Barbara, which we opened with Paso Robles resident Steve Kindel.
Won't say I love you, babe. Won't say I need you, babe. And I'm gonna get you, babe, and I will not do you wrong. Living's only wasting time, and I waste my share of mine. But it never feels too good, so let's don't take too long. And you're soft as glass, I'm a gentle man, got the sky to talk about and the world to lie upon. Days up and down they come, like rain on conga drum. Remember most, but remember some, Lord, but don't turn none away. Everything is not enough, nothing is too much to bear. Where you been, it's good and gone, and all you keep is the getting there. And to live's to fly, alone and high, to shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. Goodbye to all my friends, it's time to go again. Here's to all the poetry and the picking down the line. Now miss the system here, the bottom's low and the treble's clear, and it won't pay to think too much on the things you left behind. And I may be gone, and it won't be long. I bring back the melodies and the rhythms that I find. We all got holes to fill. Them holes, they're all that's real. Some fall on you like a storm, and sometimes you dig your own. The choice is yours to make, time it's yours to take. Some dive into the sea and some toil upon the stone. Said to live's to fly, alone and high, to shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. Yeah, shake the dust off of your wings and the tears out of your eyes.
My dad lives in Austin, and he went and saw Towns, like, I think it was about a year before he passed away. Everybody that's a Towns fan knows that that wasn't funnest of times. He basically had a manager on the road just to kind of keep him sober. Please, one set. But my dad was on the road and wanted a little extra money, so he tried to meet up with Towns after the show and sell him a little weed. And Towns invited him back to his motel room. And they got back to the room and did the deal, and then he said, "You want to play some quarters?" And so they sat up for like 3 hours playing quarters until about 3 a.m. But my dad told me that Towns was just telling stories, and he told them the story about this next song that I'm going to play, and he said that a fan came up to him at a show once and said, "You know the girl you wrote about in that song? Well, I'm from that valley, and everything, I know that girl existed in everything you wrote. Everything in that song is true." And my dad said Towns just said it with a real twinkle in his eye. So this is Tecumseh Valley. Name she gave was Caroline, daughter of a miner, and her ways were free, it seemed to me. Sunshine walked beside her. She came from Spencer, across the hill. She said her boy had sent her, 'cause the cold was low, soon the snow turned those skies to winter. She said she'd come to look for work. She was not seeking favor for a dime a day and a place to stay. She turned those hands to labor. The times were hard, Lord, the jobs few, all through Tecumseh Valley. She'd asked around, and a job she found, tending bar, Gypsy Sally's. She saved enough to get back home. Spring replaced the winter. Well, her dreams were denied. Her pa had died. Word came down from Spencer. She turned a whore and out on the street with all the lust inside her. And it was many a man who turned again to lay himself beside her. Found her down beneath the stairs that led to Gypsy Sally's. In her hand when she died was a note that cried, fare thee well to Combs Valley, fare thee well to Combs Valley.
The wicked king of clubs awoke. It was to his queen he turned. His lips were laughing as he spoke. His eyes like bullets burned. The sun's up on a gambling day. His queen smiled nice and blissfully. Let's make the wretched fool to play. Plain it was, she did agree. He sent his heart down into diamonds, his four to heart, his trade a spade. 3 kings and their legions come. Preparations soon were made. They voted Club the day's commander. Gave him army, face, and number, all but the outlaw jack of diamonds and the aces in the sky. He gave us sevens first instructions. Spirit me a game of stud, stakes unscarred by limitations, between a man named Gold and a man named Mud. Club filled gold with greedy vapors, till his long green eyes did glow. Mud was left with sighs and trembles, watching his hard-earned money go. Flushes fell on gold like water, tens they paired and paired again, but the aces only flew to heaven, and the diamond jack called no man friend. The diamond queen saw Mud's ordeal, began to think of her long-lost son, fell to her knees with mother's mercy and prayed to the angels, everyone. The diamond queen, she prayed and prayed, and the diamond angel filled Mud's soul. Wicked king of clubs himself fell in face down in front of gold. Now 3 kings came to club's command, but the angels from the sky did ride. 3 kings on the streets of gold, 3 fireballs on the muddy side. The club queen heard her husband's call, but Lord, the queen of diamonds' joy, when the outlaw in the heavenly hall turned out to be her wandering boy. Now Mud he checked and gold bet all. Mud he raised and gold did call, and the smile just melted off his face when Mud turned over that diamond ace. Now here's what this story's told. If you feel like mud, you'll end up gold. If you feel like lost, you'll end up found. So amigo, lay them razors down.
Like silence she stands, like laughter she falls, from a castle of sand, like a memory she calls, and the mockingbirds grieve, 'cause they can't make her cry. Soon start to believe that the lady has died. But it all goes to show it ain't my job to say, for who am I to know why she's acting this way. Once again turn away if you're sure that it's done. Tell your prophets to pray, tell your bandits to run. Take your eyelids of stone, they won't do you no harm. Cross made of bones, take your flypaper arm, and when everything's placed in your coffin of gold, a scarf round your face, 'cause the subway gets cold. Pack up your sunflower smile and your bandana blues. Take your worthless denials, that's all you got left to lose. Take your Tinkerbell lies and your weary desire. Take the tears in your eyes, take your cup full of fire. I'll give your lover a call if your legs start to fail, and he'll come break your fall with a bed full of nails. No need to glance back again, there ain't nothing to see, just this drunken old man and this woman and me. And you made it quite plain that we're just wasting time. And you say it seems strange that I'm staying behind. Don't you worry about me, I can make it alone, 'cause I got no place to be, and I ain't far from home. Happy birthday, Loretta.
You just heard 4 songs from our tribute to late Texas folk singer Townes Van Zandt, held last March 24th at SOhO in Santa Barbara. We began that set with Steve Kindel, then Kate Graves, followed by Dennis Russell, and closing out with Randall Lamb. We'll be returning to SOhO for an evening of songs by Cat Stevens on April 28th, and also a tribute to Linda Ronstadt on May 26th. Get on our mailing list at songwritersatplay.com, and we'll be happy to remind you. After a short break, we'll have more Townes Van Zandt songs performed by Steve Werner, James Houlihan, Gary Foshee, Stephanie Croff on Songwriters at Play.
Brought to you in part by Central Coast Music, celebrating 25 years in Morro Bay and still matching or beating online prices. And McPhee's Grill, 20 years in Templeton, now open at historic Sebastian's, across from Hearst Castle. And by the Singing Dentist, Dr. Brian Hanratty in Pismo Beach.
Hi, Ian McPhee here. It has been 20 years since we opened McPhee's Grill in Templeton. As we look forward to another 20, I would like to thank all of our customers for their lasting support. Now for something new. Visit us at historic Sebastian's in beautiful San Simeon, located across Highway 1 from the entrance to Hearst Castle. Come join us by the beach for local grass-fed Hearst Ranch beef burgers, grilled fresh fish, deli sandwiches, and salads. Every Tuesday through Sunday, 11:30 to 4.
McPhee's Grill, across from the grain elevator in picturesque downtown Templeton, and now at the beach, across the street from Hearst Castle at historic Sebastian's.
Welcome back to Songwriters at Play. Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard had a #1 country hit with a song called Poncho and Lefty. It was written by Townes Van Zandt, who recorded it first in 1972. Then Emmylou Harris brought it to a wider audience a few years later. And that song is in the next set from our tribute to Towns held last March 24th at SOhO in Santa Barbara.
Towns Van Zandt, as well as Woody Guthrie and Ramblin' Jack Elliott, have all been bad influences on my life. Created a lot of chaos and good songs.
She'll lead you down in misery, leave you low when it's time to go, alone and low as low can be. If I had a nickel, I'd find a game. If I won $1, I'd make it rain. If it rained an ocean, I'd drink it dry. Lay me down dissatisfied. Legs to walk in, arms to fly, eyes to laugh and lips to cry, a restless tongue to classify, all born to grow and grown to die. Baby, I said so long. Tell my mother I did no wrong. Tell my brother to watch his own. Tell my friends to mourn me none. Feeling full of foolish rhymes. There ain't no dark till something shines. I'm bound to leave this dark behind. So ride the blue wind high and free. She'll lay you down in misery. She'll leave you low come time to go, alone and low as low can be. Alone and low as low can be.
I used to wake and run with the moon. I lived like a rake and a young man. I covered my lovers with flowers and wounds. My laughter the devil would frighten. The sun, she would come and beat me back down. But every cruel day had its nightfall. Welcome the stars with wine and guitars, full of fire and forgetful. Well, my body was sharp and the dark air clean, and outrage my joyful companion. And whispering women, how sweet did they seem, kneeling for me to command them. Time was like water and I was the sea. I never have noticed it passing, except for the turning of night into day, and the turning of day into cursing. Well, you look at me now, don't think I don't know from your eyes what you all are saying. Does he want us to believe these ravings and lies? They're just tricks his brain's been a-playing. A lover of women he can't hardly stand. He trembles, he's bent, and he's broken. I've fallen, it's true, but I'll say it to you, hold your tongues until I've spoken. I was taking my pride in the pleasures I'd known. I laughed and said I'd be forgiven, but my laughter turned around, eyes blazing, and said, my friend, we're holding a wedding. I buried my face, but it spoke once again. The night to the day were a binding. Now the dark hair is like fire on my skin, and even the moonlight is blinding. And now the dark hair is like fire on my skin, and even the moonlight is blinding.
Well, Loretta, she's my barroom girl, wears them sevens on her sleeve, dances like a diamond shines, tells me lies I love to believe. Her age is always 22, laughing eyes are hazel hue, spends my money like waterfalls, loves me like a one or two. Oh, Loretta, won't you say to me, darling, put your guitar on, have a little shot of booze, sing a blue and wailing song. My guitar rings a melody, my guitar sings and Loretta's fine. She's long and lazy, blonde and free, I can have her anytime. Sweetest at the break of day, prettiest in the setting sun. She don't cry when I can't stay, at least not until she's all alone. Loretta, I want to be gone long, keep your dancing slippers on. keep me on your mind while I'm a-coming home, coming home. Oh, Loretta, she's my barroom girl, wears them sevens on her sleeve, dances like a diamond shines, tells me lies I love to believe. Her age is always 22, laughing eyes are hazel hue. Spends my money like waterfalls, loves me like a one or two. Spends my money like waterfalls, loves me like a one or two. Spends my money like waterfalls, loves me like a one or two.
Living on the road, my friend, was gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one it seemed. She began to cry when you said goodbye. Sink into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel, and he wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, on a desert down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words. Well, that's the way it goes. All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him hang around out of kindness, I suppose. He can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dust that Pancho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Had him any day, they only let him go so long, out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Pancho fell while Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. This desert's quiet, Cleveland's cold, so the story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so long, out of kindness, I suppose. All the federales say they could have had him any day. lot of kindness, I suppose.
Thank you.
You just heard 4 songs written by the late great Townes Van Zandt. Steve Warner opened that set, followed by James Houlihan and Gary Foshee. Stephanie Croff sang Townes' best-known ballad, Poncho and Lefty. Our tribute to Townes was held on March 24th, 2015 at SOhO in Santa Barbara, California. By the way, Steve Warner will be featured on our Sculptera Winery Showcase this Sunday afternoon, April 12th. All these enticing details are posted on our calendar at songwritersatplay.com. We've got another round of songs by Townes, performed by Stephanie Croff, Steve Fort with Daniel Lauer, Jeanne Newhall, and Rusty Lindsey. Next on Songwriters at Play. Looking for a way to surprise the musician or aspiring musician in your family? Let us count the ways you can do that at Central Coast Music.
1.
Have you thought about a Central Coast Music gift certificate to help your favorite musician get their favorite instrument repaired?
2.
How about vocal lessons? A treat for you and everyone's ears around you.
I'm in the mood for love.
It's all possible with everybody's favorite vocal coach, J.P. Maddox at Central Coast Music.
3.
Or surprise your up-and-coming voice contestant with a vocal lessons gift certificate.
I'm a fan of your work. I'm going to buy your record on iTunes.
Central Coast Music, Morro Bay's Business of the Year, and a cool place to hang out because the owner, Eddie Van Frawley, is just so darn cool. Hey, do we mention you can buy, sell, and swap at Central Coast Music? It's true. Welcome back to Songwriters at Play. Highlights from the live music showcases held all over the Central Coast. Once a month, we travel to Santa Barbara to present concerts at the supper club called SOhO. Last March 24th, our show was a tribute to Townes Van Zandt. We were fortunate to have Stephanie Croff and Rusty Lindsey collaborate on 2 songs, which you'll get to hear at the beginning and end of the next set.
If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. In the night forlorn, when the morning was born, and the morning shines with the lights of love, you could close your eyes, but you'd miss sunrise, and that would break my heart in two. So if I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. Ladies with me now, since I showed her how to put her lily hand in mine.
would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would run to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain.
No deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Ah, no deal, I'm going back to Tennessee. Well, this man down at the used car lot tried to sell me 4 wheels and a trunk. I said, man, there ain't no engine. He said, the engine's just a bunch of junk. You don't need no engine to go downhill. And I can plainly see that that's the direction that you're headed in. And he handed me the key. And I said, no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, going back to Tennessee. Well, I went to a doctor of the highest order. He said I couldn't drink for a year. 1 glass of wine on my birthday, if my birthday wasn't very near. Well, Lord, he must have put me in a state of shock, 'cause I made it for about 2 weeks. And then he sent me a bill, knocked me flat off the wagon, back down on my feet. And I said, no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, going back to Tennessee. When true love knocked upon my door, man, she's only about 15. Yeah, I was just a little bit nervous, if you know just what I mean. Well, I heard somewhere that true love conquers all, and I figured that was that. And then I started having dreams about floating downstream wearing nothing but a cowboy hat. And I said, no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, going back to Tennessee. Well, I come through this life a stumbler, my friends, and I expect to die that way. Might be 20 years from now, and it could be most any day. But if there ain't no whiskey and women, Lord, behind them heavenly doors, I'm going to take my chances down below. Of that you can be sure. And I said, no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, I'm going back to Tennessee. And I said, no deal, you can't sell that stuff to me. Oh, no deal, I'm going back to Tennessee. Thank you. Thanks, Steve.
the sculptor stands stricken, the artist he throws down his brushes. When her image comes dancing, the sun, she turns sullen with shame. And the birds, they go silent, the wind stops his sad, mournful singing. When the trees of the forest start gently to whisper in her name. So as softly she wanders, I'll desperately follow her footsteps, and I'll chase after shadows that offer a trace of her sight. Ooh, oh, they promise eternally that she lays hidden within them. But I find they deceive me, and sadly I bid them goodbye. So the serpent slides softly away with these moments of laughter. And you know the old washerwoman, she finished her cleaning and she's gone. But the bamboo hangs heavy in the bondage of quicksilver daydreams. And a lonely child longingly looks for a place to belong. And a lonely child longingly looks for a place to be, a place to belong. To Denver, see if I can find. I'm going out to Denver, see if I can find that loving Colorado girl. Promise in her smile shames the mountains tall. Oh yeah, the promise in her smile shames the mountains tall. She can set that sun shining, tell that rain time, mama, since I heard you call my name. It's been a long time, mama,
since you've called my name. Gotta see my Colorado girl again. I'm leaving here tomorrow. Mama, don't you cry. I'll be there tomorrow. Mama, don't you cry. Gotta kiss these lonesome Texas blues goodbye. I'm going out to Denver, see if I can find. I'm going out to Denver, see if I can find that loving Colorado girl of mine. Thank you.
You just heard Rusty Lindsey, a South Carolina native now based in Buellton. Stephanie Croff added harmonies on Colorado Girl, and the two also teamed up on If I Needed You at the top of that set. Steve Fort was joined by Daniel Lauer on No Deal, and Jeanne Newhall sang Quicksilver Daydreams on Maria. They were all covering songs written by Townes Van Zandt. Our tribute to Townes was held March 24th, 2015 at SOhO in Santa Barbara, California, with Alan Brown doing the sound and mixing. This Songwriters at Play radio show was produced and voiced by Cliff Stepp, with talent booking and script by Steve Key. Check out our calendar at songwritersatplay.com for upcoming shows. Our theme song is written by Matthew White of Ballistic Cats. Thanks to Pepper Daniels and everybody at the Crush 92.5, the perfect blend. Tell everyone you know on Facebook and elsewhere to listen to Songwriters at Play every Tuesday at 5 p.m. and Thursdays at 9 a.m. on The Crush. Listen to past shows at songwritersatplay.com, on iTunes, and now with the TuneIn app, and even on YouTube. This is show number 175.
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Brian Hanratty. I'm a dentist over in Pismo Beach, California. One of the finest places on the planet. And I'm just absolutely stoked. The lifestyle and the friendliness of the people is just unsurpassed. I love surfing. I surf pretty much every day. It's been one of the highlights of my life. Keeps my back strong enough to be able to do the dentistry. I got into dentistry as a pilot. Years ago, I started flying with a group called Flying Samaritans. These people basically changed my life. The dentists that went down with us were some of the finest humanitarians I've ever experienced, and I wanted to be like that. So at age 39, I started my medical prerequisites, and I started dental school at age 41 with 5 children.
Hey, I'm your dentist. You have a friend in me. I'm here to help you.
That's Dr. Brian Hanratty, the singing dentist, at 509 Five Cities Drive in Pismo Beach, where dental care is fun and friendly.